Zach, how different is it at left tackle?
Right tackle?
I'm sorry, yeah.
No, it's definitely, obviously I played there in college. It's definitely different. I think the biggest difference is not, in those obvious pass situations, not having anyone on the outside of you. But yeah, so it's definitely different. But I think, the coaches did a nice job last week of, we talked about a scenario where that may happen and did a nice job of getting me some reps during the week just in case it did happen.
When you say get some reps, Zach, I mean, like how many? It can't be more than just a small handful, I would imagine.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, maybe a couple plays a period, just kick out there, and because we went in the game with just the two tackles. So if anything happened, then I knew I was going to be the next guy up.
Zach, could you talk about how the communication has been along the line this year? There was a point in the game where Tyler had to come in to replace Joe, I think, for a series, but then also having Terrence Steele out there when he's been playing on the right side. Are you carrying a bigger burden in terms of some of the calls and helping along the line in that fashion?
Yeah, I think those guys are doing a nice job. I think, obviously we're still always got room to improve in that category. But I think, again, the coaches have done a nice job. Those different combinations of lines, we've had practice with those different combinations, and I think it definitely paid off. Tyler's a very bright kid. He stepped in there and did a great job. And then Joe, obviously a veteran player, has played multiple positions. He's rock solid out there.
Is the plan for you to go back or stay there?
No, I'm playing guard.
Okay, I feel like I've asked you this every week, but it does, I guess it's safe to say it has gotten more fluid week to week on that offensive line. When you look at it on balance, how much of a challenge is it?
Yeah, I think it's, obviously we've had some injuries early in the season, but again, we've had guys step up, prepare the right way, and have been ready when their number's called. Brandon Knight has done a great job. Terrence Steele has done a good job. He's continuing to learn and get better. And then, like I said, Tyler, he saw his first kind of real game action this week and did a nice job. So, as you know, as an offensive line unit, it takes a lot of communication, and it takes everyone to be successful. And I think we're just continuing to work with whoever's out there.
Zach, what's the challenge of playing a guy like Myles Garrett, and why is he such a threat in the defense?
Yeah, he's definitely a guy you circle on the game plan when you look at it. Obviously, he's big, physical, has all the traits of an elite defensive end. So yeah, we've got to be on our A game when he lines up across from you, and but yeah, definitely a guy that you circle when you initially look at the lineup.
This is a homecoming for Myles since he grew up down the road from AT&T Stadium. Is there anything to that when you go home for the first time, like when you played in Indy? Is there something that sometimes guys, a little extra juice they take into a game like that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Some guys definitely have that when they go to their hometown. But I think the message here and what we tried, especially on the offensive line, is you got to prepare the same way for every game, and you got to be ready for whatever they throw at you.
Zach, in light of the Titans and Steelers game getting postponed, does it make it feel any more real what the threat of COVID is for y'all, and what were the conversations this morning about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we made it through the first few weeks, and I can speak on what we're doing here, and I think we're doing a nice job of sticking to the guidelines. Obviously, we knew this was a realistic possibility, and we can't let our guard down moving forward. We've got to stay strict on all the rules and regulations, and make sure that we put ourselves in position to be healthy and be out there every Sunday.
Zach,
Coach McCarthy is.
Zach,
Go ahead,
with
Corey.
Zach's passing game is not really what he's done throughout his career, any Cowboys quarterback in terms of back-to-back over 400-yard games, etc. What changes for y'all as an offensive line when you've just got that much pass blocking in the game and also that many deep balls?
What was the end of that question? Sorry.
I mean, does it feel any different for you blocking for him when the game plan skews so much to 450 passing yards a game?
Yeah, I think, obviously Dak's doing a great job. Obviously, the last couple weeks, we've kind of fallen behind a little bit in the second half where, as an offensive lineman, as an offense, that the quickest way to get back into the game is to pass the ball and push the ball downfield. So, you just got to be aware of the situations, and you got to know that the defense knows that too. So they're going to be ready to pass rush, and that you got to be sharp to give Dak a chance to get those playmakers the ball.
Zach, I'm not sure if you were asked this, so I apologize, but what are your thoughts on the Browns front? You got Myles Garrett and Sheldon Richardson. You got some big guys up there. What do you think about their front?
Yeah, they're very active front. I definitely say the strength of their defense is in their front. Obviously, Myles Garrett's an elite defensive end that we circled. Sheldon Richardson's a very good player. He's played a lot of ball. And then the rest of the guys, you got, I don't want to butcher his name, number 65 has done some really nice things there at the nose guard positions. And then obviously we've played against Vernon and Claiborne before. So a lot of guys that we're familiar with, but, we've got to be on our game to be able to handle these guys and give Dak and Zeke and those guys chances to make plays for our team.
How do you manage your study habits? How do you manage your study habits this week? Whether or not you might play at tackle, you might play at guard, and just trying to figure out who you might have to worry about this week.
Yeah, I think you just take an extra look at, both those positions. Like I've said, the coaches have done a nice job of putting different combinations of lines in there during practice so we can see different looks and get the reps there. So, prepare like any week for whatever may happen.
Your pass set seemed pretty good.
Say again.
I was saying your pass set seemed pretty good for someone who hasn't done it from the tackle position, in a non-practice setting. How did it feel for you?
I felt okay. I mean, I think, obviously there's things that I could do better out there, but, I think all the guys, we moved, when that happened, there was 3 guys that moved positions, and I think, Tyler came in, stepped up big time. Joe's been at center all year. He stepped up, and then I kicked out. So I think we gave ourselves a chance. And then, like I've been saying, the coach has done a good job. We're continuing to work those different situations. You want to be prepared for them when they come up in the game.
You've worked at other positions in practice in previous years. Was this the time where you felt like it was probably the best chance yet that you were actually going to have to move? Yeah,
probably. Just the fact that we went into the game really with two tackles, knowing that if anything happened, I was really the swing guy. So, I would say this week was probably the most realistic that it's been since I've been here.
And Coach McCarthy has said that he thinks the off-season and the preseason are more important for both lines, offensive and defensive lines, pretty much than any other position. When you add that component to it, the altered or wiped out off-season and altered preseason, how challenging has it been when you roll that in with what you guys have gone through since the season started?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just puts an emphasis and importance on the practice time and the amount of time we spend in the building together. Obviously, I can speak on the offensive line. There's a lot that goes into our position. There's a lot, the communication like we've talked about, and then, just playing together and being on the same page. So we're still working at that. I think if you ask any of the guys in our room, we still have a long way to go. But we're coming to work every day and trying to get better each week.
Don Tari Poe had some pretty heartfelt things to say today about his kneeling and the reasons why. I'm, assuming you kind of supported him in that, what have you tried to do to sort of let him know that you support him, and how have you guys as a whole tried to make him feel supported as the one guy kneeling?
Yeah, I think from the get-go, some of the discussions we've had is, like you said, we're going to support whatever guys want to do, and I think that's the best thing you can do for Don Terry. Just let him know that no one is questioning what he's doing. That everyone's behind him and the decisions that he makes, and we're going to keep doing that throughout the year.
Thank you.
A little bit more.
Last one right here, guys. He's got to go.
Sure. Tyron did a little bit more in practice today than he has of late. What was it like just see him back out there in pads and going through some of those drills, and also just the importance of him working toward that return, coming somewhat soon?
Yeah, it's been great. It's it's always great to see Tyron out on the field. He's done a nice job of continuing to work as much as he can through this whole thing, and we all know Tyron. He wants to get out there as much as anyone. So we know when he's ready, he'll be out there as soon as he can.
Thank you.